What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? Well, sometimes we got to call it like it is, man. Just call it like it motherfucking is. This guy's a motherfucking fraud, y'all. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know who the fuck you think he is. Whatever. But he's been going on the same thing for the last couple of days. Guy chimed in on it as well. And they have yet to make their mark. These guys think just because people believe what the hell they're saying, just because it makes sense to them, that it makes it right. To sit up over here and lie on somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the hell they get what Deontay Wilder was talking about was either proof for Alexander Povetkin's case or proof that Wilder didn't have this, that, and the third when it comes to gloves, spiked water, whatever the case may be. I can see how they can kind of come up with conclusions and shit like that, but not really. That's what we're going to talk about in this one. Let me put this on the countdown real quick, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. I had to go get something real quick. Man. I had to go get some out of the car real quick. But the real reason why I'm making this video is not, this live stream is not because of counter fraud or whatever you want to call them. In my inbox and on these videos, man, the comment sections, Jesus Christ, he has a lot of fangirls. And I'll give you a prime example of what somebody says, right? This guy says, somebody who comes from real boxing news, not a weirdo cult YouTube boxing channel. That's all they do is clickbait and come up with BS shit narrative just for views on their channel. MMA community stay roasting the LDBC. Yeah, okay, whatever. Jose Lopez. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah. Keep it like that. I don't give a fuck what these guys say. I know this dude's a fucking fraud. A lot of people out here know he's a fraud. But if that's what he wants to do, with his time, that's his business. Well, let's get into it, by the way. Since none of these motherfuckers that's all up in my comment section what the fuck is that? Oh, that's another video that's playing. Since none of those guys want to come on over here and speak their motherfucking piece or whatever, let me just close this one video because it's playing something. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. What we got here? We got a guy up in there. Yeah, he's a fraud. Kenneth Jones Sr., yeah, he's a motherfucking fraud, right? So some of his fans came over my page and they all say the same thing. Once you start digging in their chest with shit, what they start to go to Wilder's resume, What about this other shit with Wilder? Blah blah blah. Whoop whoop. And I'm just like, look, man, just stay on the subject. The subject for this video is fucking this guy's a fraud. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that Deontay Wilder. Look, Deontay Wilder was not talking about proof with Tyson Fury. What Deontay Wilder basically started it off with, you can get the gist. Well, not started it off with. He said, I would not say nothing unless I had proof. Right? He said something about Tyson Fury. So why would he be talking about Tyson Fury? He said, I knew what it was, but I just don't have proof. So I'm not going to say anything. He's talking about the fucking judge. That's what he's talking about. Because this whole thing started off because Ellie Setback asked him a certain question that had to do with arbitration. And the reason why I believe Wilder came into this conversation and used Alexander Povetkin as an example is because Deontay Wilder was talking about you can have all the proof in the world, but the judge at the end of the day is going to have to make his decision. See what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder knew he had his proof, knew he had his evidence. He presented it. Even though Tyson Fury knew he didn't have a leg to stand on. He even said it. Now everybody's admitting it. But he even said it. He did not have nothing. He said he knew there was a good chance he was going to end up fighting Deontay Wilder, but they were all pushing it as if Deontay Wilder had no say in had no donkey in the motherfucking race. Kenneth Jones Sr. said he spends all of his narratives. Yeah, and it seems like it's all about Wilder. Kenneth Jones Sr. said he's a Wilder hater. Kenneth Jones Sr. said he was talking about Alexander provoking the judge. He didn't have proof that the judge cheated. Exactly, Kenneth Jones. That's what we're talking about. He didn't have proof that the judge was fucking what's that word? Was a fraud, just like Counterpunch. Mo Boxer said he hates himself too. Mo Boxer said facts. Kenneth Jones Sr. Kenneth Jones Sr. says, yeah, he's a clickbait channel. And he made another video talking about it. I'm just kind of like, it's the same shit. Anybody can say that's proof for Deontay Wilder saying this and the third, but it doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it true. The motherfucker is literally talking about arbitration. He's talking about arbitration, and he's using Alexander Povetkin as an example of what burden of what proof means to judges and these lawyers and shit when you go into court. And what happens, even though if you have proof and evidence, doesn't mean you're going to walk out of there the victor. That's the reason why he brought up the Alexander Povetkin case, because he had proof and he lost. He can't prove that the judge cheated him. So that's when he says, I am not going to say nothing because I don't have any proof, but I know what it is. I know what happened. Goddess Allure Ross says, I hope I said it right. Says, my theory is that this guy is allegedly paid by MTK Global to carry this negative agenda against Wilder, counterfeit boxing. Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think really, to tell you the truth, is that, you know, he saw the likes. He saw the likes. Because the last video I made, it was the most dislikes I ever had. It was the most likes I ever had, and it was the most views I ever had. But guess who I was talking about? Counter fraud or counterfeit boxing. And what I noticed is they all came to his defense like extra quick, like he was Beyonce or something, and they made a beehive. And I'm just kind of like this. How can you believe that shit? Ellie sat back, asking him a question about arbitration. Deontay Wilder gives the example of the Alexander Povetkin case. And the reason why he was giving him the example of the Alexander Povetkin case, because it was all up to the judge. Yeah, he had his proof and his facts, but the judge could have said, nah, we're going to rule in Tyson Fury's favor. And that's a fact. It doesn't matter if you have proof. When you get into these cases, sometimes it's arguments, sometimes it's favoritism, sometimes these judges own personalities and shit like that plays to people's downfalls. So if this counter fraud wants to run his mouth for some likes, views, and shit like that, you know, what does that say about people that subscribe to him, that's following him, that goes around and fucking gets all up in people's inboxes? And he can't say he doesn't attack people, because you don't have to say the LWBC name for everybody to know who the fuck you're talking about. You don't have to say it. We all know. You don't have to say it. We all know. Whether or not you're calling people Wilderlets, whether or not you're calling people Twerk Squad, whatever the case may be, we know when you're talking about the LDBC. There is no sugarcoating it. There is none of that. And now, like I said, they'll fucking sit up over there, go back and forth with me. Dude went back and forth with me, man. It's like 30-something comments. Over and over and over again, just going back and forth, talking, trying to convince me he's not obsessed with Deontay Wilder, and he's not being played the fool. Okay, right? Y'all seen the what's up, Tyrone? I'm pretty sure y'all all seen the live stream or the video that Blood Boxing did, right? He saw the video, right? And he explained to folks that, hey, man, you know, I can't really listen to the Ellie guys, so you know what I'm saying, ES News, so it's kind of hard for me to listen to it and blah blah whoop whoop whoop, right? So after all the comments in this video, he said, hey, look, let me go back and fucking listen to this shit all the way so I can see if I'm tripping. And he listened to it, and he came back and said the same thing we was all saying. What's up, Tyrone? He said the same thing that we was all saying. So it's not, that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with getting nothing. There's nothing wrong with getting anything wrong. There's something wrong when you're wrong and you don't even want to fucking correct this shit. You're still making videos talking about this shit because you over there talking about motherfuckers saying that you should apologize. Well, maybe you should, maybe you don't, maybe you shouldn't. You know, that's up to you if you want to apologize. But like I said, like, what are you going to fucking man up? Or you just going to fucking pussy up and fucking just say, nah, I ain't never wrong. Yeah, you ain't going to say that because look at all them guys you got. Look at all them subscribers you got. You didn't get them. You got them all them subscribers based off the hills of you ain't never wrong. That's where he got all them subscribers from. He know it all. He's coming at you from an adult approach, allegedly. He's unbiased. He's not lying. He's not trying to. He's not mad about everybody else getting super chats, getting all kinds of money in super chat. He ain't mad about it. Yeah, the fuck he is. And I'm surprised somebody ain't fucking hit this motherfucker's channel up and shut this shit down. That's all he do is play other people's shit and lie. Tyrone said, I turned off my feed to these haters over a year ago. The only reason they do it is to get UK fans who they don't like anyway. Dealing with them is a negative. Oh, look who's in the house. Bruce, MJ's Total Health and Wellness and Enrichment is also up in here too. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Yeah, man. Yeah, Mo Boxing. He seems that way, man. I kind of don't. If there's, look, only reason why I kind of don't blame him is because a lot of people say don't knock the hustle and stuff like that. I kind of don't blame him on that aspect, but to sit up over here and just completely dog a fighter over and over and over again by way of misinformation. What does that do for boxing? He probably got how many? He got he got thousands of subscribers, I believe, right? That listen to him, right? So instead of because this is where I'm not on the level as him, but he's on a level to where he can actually reach people and actually get people to listen to him and act. You know what I'm saying? So really, to tell you the truth, maybe if he just stuck to boxing, you know what I'm saying, that'd be a different thing. I mean, come on. You got Joe Joyce coming up in there fighting Carlos Takam. No, there's not a lot of interest in that. I made a video. No, there's no interest in that. There's not a lot of interest in the Michael Hunter fight. I understand that one, but there's a lot of other heavyweight fights that's happening. You know what I'm saying? You got the Ruiz versus Areola again. You got Frank Sanchez versus F.A. Ajaba. Is it Frank Sanchez and F.A. Ajaba? I think so. And you got a couple other fights coming up, and people ain't really those fights ain't getting no traction. What's getting traction is Wilder. Whether or not it's somebody talking shit about him or not, is Wilder. Wilder's giving all the fucking attention right now. Mont Brent said they found that they niche in that showbiz the adult. Yeah, I don't watch him. I watched him a few times and just not my cup of tea. Just not my cup of tea. I ain't he ain't said nothing about the LDBC as far as I know, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. Just not my cup of tea up over there in the bushes. Kenneth Jones Sr. said, no, he got them fan from hating on Wilder. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, if you want to get big, on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Look at the Outlaw Pugilist. He comes out of nowhere and he just, look, he knew, right? These guys know that, yeah, not every channel in the LDBC is going to be arms open with your fucking opinion. Some channels, they got time for it. Some channels they don't have no tolerance for it. And which channels have no tolerance for BS. And you go over there thinking that they're supposed to treat you like the way you want to be treated. But you went over there knowing that you're going to be called all kind of names. You're going to be timed out. You're going to get all this flack just to get blocked. But you keep going over there and you expect to walk in somebody's house and to be treated the way that you want to be treated. Don't fucking go over there. Don't fucking complain to me about BFTB blocking you or Tyrone blocking you or Mo Boxing blocking you. Don't fucking come to me crying about that. I can't control what they do on their channels, and I'm damn for sure ain't gonna give them no fucking opinions on who they should block and who they shouldn't block in they fucking own house. It's their fucking business. If they don't have time for you coming on their channel trying to spin another narrative while they're trying to talk about something else, that's their fucking prerogative to block you or to fucking call you out your name. If they don't want to hear what's coming out of your mouth, oh well, Tyson Fury's going to spark out Deontay Wilder again. If they don't have no time to be fucking wanting to hear that shit, and that's the first thing you say when you hop into somebody's channel, most likely you're going to get blocked because they're going to assume that you're a troll. Stop crying to me, man. Kenneth Jones Sr. said he's the Stephanie of boxing right in the back of Wilder. Yeah. I would say Skip Bayless. Shit. Because he's just riding along just to ride along. Skip Bayless he got to have somebody with him. It can't just be him. TS Boxing said, Mott Brink, exactly. They cater towards UK haters that they wouldn't be able to stand if they met them. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people on social media, if you ain't fucking retired, man, and boxing ain't or if boxing really ain't for you, like you just here just to listen to some stuff, but you ain't no hardcore boxing fan and shit like that, there really ain't no need for you to be on certain people's channels. Because some of these guys, man, they just get in there and they get a feel for it and they just get sucked into the bullshit and it consumes their life. Next thing you know it, they're living their life by way of a YouTuber or a boxer or a promoter because they got suckered in. Bruce Ghost says, I agree. Wilder is the fight, but that undercard is stacked with heavyweight a la Don King days. And I think it should have been. I think they need to put a female on there too, a female boxer. They ain't got to be heavyweight, but some of these females out here need help. I know a lot of people ain't trying to watch those type of fights, but a lot of them need help. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting the exposure and shit out there. You know what I'm saying? At least have them, come out with you or something, or give you an interview or something, get their name out there, play their highlights during your the fight or something. Yeah, but it's looking pretty good, man. I wonder because those 4 fights ain't gonna just be it. So I want to see how the fights that ain't gonna be aired gonna look as well. I want to see the non-televised, the preliminaries. I want to see all that. I want to see how those is looking like because nobody said anything so far about that. Mo Boxer said all the hater channels die out eventually, though. Mark my words. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But they end up either coming back as another name, waiting like 6 months, 9 months. We all seen what happened when AJ lost. I was basically telling them to keep their head up. And if AJ is a true champion, then he don't need a tune-up. He should get back in there and show what a champion is really made of. But a lot of those guys were saying he needed a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Because he received a ass whooping. He quit. Deontay Wilder didn't. Let's not forget about that. But Deontay Wilder is still the number one guy to talk about in boxing. Like I said, number one guy to talk about in boxing is Deontay Wilder. Whether or not is him twerking, whether or not is his training videos, whether or not is Lee Scott's resume as a trainer or as a boxer, no matter what it is, his so-called excuses, no matter what it is, he's the guy to talk about. Everybody's anticipating what Wilder's going to show up. Everybody's anticipating what Wilder's going to show up. Wilder doesn't talk. They bring out analysts. DAZN is talking about what does it mean Deontay Wilder not speaking? Like, ask him. He told you. But you guys are bringing in analysts, psychologists, and shit like that up out of the woodwork. Profilers. Well, this is what it means when you have your headphones on and doing a press conference. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. they're it's left over right when it should be right over left, because left over right means you're kind of nervous and this and the third. Look how he's sitting, like just all kind of shit. Like, come on. You stood in front of the man for like damn near 6 minutes, took his sunglasses off. You could see his eyes, you could see his hands, you could see if he's trembling or not. What the fuck is that? Goddamn birds. You can see all that. What did you see? Nothing. Goddamn birds. So, and then like I said, where they at? For all them dudes up in my comment section, roofing at the mouth, where they at now? I'm live. It's in a good. It's 10:57 in the a.m. They could come on in, speak their piece. All y'all know I'm not the cussing out guy. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep people respectful, but you know how they do. They get on, they just want to start yelling and screaming and cussing and stuff like that. Look at the comment section of my last video. I ain't blocked now one of them. I had to actually go through and unhide a whole bunch of comments because dudes are just coming out just screaming at the top of their lungs. You know what I'm saying? Let me read some of these comments. TS Boxing said, are these guys that broke that they feel they need to clickbait for views for some money? Yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. It would be nice to get super chats and to be monetized to where I can get all that type of money, to where I can spend exuberant amount of money to go watch to get a good seat at a Wilder fight or any fight, so I can come online and give my 2 cents about what I've seen, go live during the event or whatever the case may be, post my video at the end of the fight, videos of the fights that night. But I'm not about to shuck and jive. I'm not about to shoe shine, soft shoe around. You know what I'm saying? And get over on people, man. I hate people that do that. Mo boxing hate is just a wave. Yeah, they turn boxing into like a thing like love and hip hop. If it ain't messy, it gets no traction. Tyrone TS Boxing said, Mo Boxing, on your own channel, you have more subs than they could ever get if they lived 10 years, if they lived 10 times, and you didn't even give a crap when it got deleted. I'm still laughing when you said YouTube is like PlayStation. It is. Tyrone, what's happening?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, here.
So I'm just getting my Bluetooth in. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you the first time.
Okay, good. Yeah, I switched to Bluetooth.
Oh, damn.
But,
what's happening, man? I ain't seen you in a minute.
yeah, just hanging out, really. I mean, I really don't even. I try not to look in it. I don't even comment on like videos like that, except if they're my friends, because dealing with these guys is like a negative. Like, I'll put in a comment if I were to go on Counterpunch and put a comment. I would have at least 12 replies from haters.
Relentless.
It's just like a tidal wave. I mean, these guys and you see them all over the place. And I just want to say something because I was talking about it in the chat. You guys probably know, but Mo Boxing had his old channel almost had 100K subs. And he told me behind the scenes that he really didn't care if it went down or not. He was just uploading fights. And I was like, man, 100K subs? You're just going to, throw that away? He was like, yep, I don't care if it gets taken down. And true, he did not care. It went down. He didn't give a shit. These guys, like Counterpunch, would literally kill somebody to get a subscriber count like that if he were to live 10 times. And Mo just doesn't give a shit. So these are the type of people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
I
they
mean
do.
that's self-explanatory.
They get a
Yeah,
video
yeah.
taken down
Counterpunch
or a
will
strike.
counterfeit. They'll cry.
And I never understood about, I don't care. I mean, I see, I mean, well, I don't care, but I'm just kind of like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But how YouTube does their whole view count and sub thing, man. I really don't care, because if I cared, I would literally be tired of my shit breaking news and this and the third just to get people up in here, man. But I don't do that shit because it just defeats the purpose. Like when I see somebody's video and it says breaking news and I click on it and it's not breaking news, I get pissed. And I get pissed when I get click on clickbait videos when the title says this, but it ain't nothing in there. You know what I'm saying? And if I get pissed, I know if I don't want to do that, I don't want to see it. I know other people don't want to see it either. You know what I'm saying? And I just put it like this, you know, out of all those guys that created a tidal wave of comments on because like you said, Tyrone, as soon as you reply to them, it's like they don't stop.
I
They
didn't
don't.
I didn't watch your yeah, I didn't watch your video in its totality, but yeah, I probably only I didn't even really I watched probably maybe first 10 seconds or something or whatever. I didn't watch it, but I looked at the comments and you had almost 160, or I wonder what it's up to now. Who knows? Probably up to 200 comments by now of just I mean, you have your friends there, but then the overwhelming majority is just crap. It's just like, is it even worth it at this point? Like, I don't know. I feel like just I mean,
That's
talking about the fight, but like only with people close to me and waiting till the 24th, really.
it's 193 comments,
Yeah, there you go.
and that's I stopped reading. I really stopped reading their comments because it came into the same shit over and over again. You know what I'm saying? They believe
And they cater towards. Go ahead.
they believe counterfeit is right. They believe that counterfeit was that what he's saying, that Wilder was talking about proof with the gloves and all that stuff, right? And I'm trying to tell these guys, he's fucking talking about arbitration. He's talking about arbitration, and he's giving you an example of proof doesn't mean anything in arbitration. And he said that I would not talk about something unless I had proof. That's the reason why I never said the judge was in cahoots with them, but I know what happened because he won the case the first time. Then Alexander Povetkin appealed. Then when he got the rights to have the appeal, they switched the judge. See what I'm saying?
Didn't
So
Povetkin win that case? And the end of the
in
at the end of
in
the day.
at the end of the day, yeah, he did. But there's stuff in there that they don't even know that he did. They don't even know. They don't even know that there were scientists brought in on both sides. They don't even know that Alexander Povetkin's lawyer was a drug cheat lawyer. Is a famous drug treat lawyer. Like anybody that pops for fucking like most people that pop for steroids, he usually comes in and ends up being their lawyer because he specializes in defending people who pop for PEDs. They didn't know that. They didn't know
Mm.
that Alexander Povetkin tried to sue for defamation of character and lost. They don't want to speak about that, but what they want to speak about is that he won the court case ultimately, but they don't want to talk about the odd but they don't want to talk about the things in the court case
L foul.
that happened.
L foul players comment. Counterpunch.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
don't
mean,
really. Oh, remember
Every
some of
time
this?
I see him, I just can't stop thinking that he's like a Black Panther stunt double. Apparently, probably of him eating.
Yeah,
He's a stunt
sitting
double for
outside of his
whenever
apartment talking about boxing.
Black Panther needed to eat.
Yeah, all that money, and you living in an
Kurt
apartment.
DeVille. That's probably not his real name.
Mm-mm.
That's definitely not his real name.
It just sounds good. Hey, can you cook real quick? The mailman just came in. He got my
Mm-hmm.
package for a porch pirate. Come.
Yep. Counterpunch might come. Let him off. Yeah, I don't really like him either. Like, but I don't really tune into him. What I did was I just for everybody in the chat, just what you do is you unrecommend these channels on your homepage so they never really come in your feed. They'll come in bits a little bit, but it's better than I used to have a ton of IFL TV and Count Dick and all these guys. I just unrecommended them. This was over a year ago.
Right.
Yeah,
I
Tom
don't.
Bangers, he's probably on work release. They don't really even deserve really the time of day. And to be honest, like other than this subject, most boxing fans, other than Wilder, Spence, Pacquiao, Lomachenko, Canelo, there's only a couple of subjects where boxing fans have huge, cause divisions like this. But other than that, usually we're able to agree and disagree pretty fine. Other than these subjects, yeah, yeah. And the thing is, they've sold themselves into just focusing on these, you know, subjects like Wilder or Spence or Crawford or whatever it is. I don't know. And then they'll try to cater towards UK fans specifically. You guys probably see it, and what I've noticed is the UK boxing fans and the US boxing fan. The UK boxing fan is more relentless. They're more, what's the word, Mike? They're just there 24/7 in everybody's comment section, in everybody's videos, in everybody's business. They're more active. A US boxing fan, it just seems the US boxing fan has more to do. Like we'll be on one video and then or two videos and then get off for the day. But it revolves around their life. Some of these UK boxing fans, and I guess they want that market.
Yeah, I was on mute the whole
Yeah, true
time.
boxing news. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
Nah, I was just
Yeah,
saying.
just what was I saying about the what were you saying?
No, I was just saying. Yeah, go ahead and read some of the comments.
US boxing fans. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, no problem. Counterpunch, you've been letting him off easy, Mikey. You've been saying that dude was phony for years. I can't stand that cat. Tone Banger's a foul player. Yeah, Tone Banger says he's probably on work release. Yeah, probably. Alpha player. Where you get Mike? What did you get, Mike, from the mail?
Oh,
That's what he's asking.
I got my buddy.
Damn, what's
We
up?
got a game tomorrow,
Okay.
so I got him a. He got a hit in his back, so I got him a back plate. Got some new hood latches, and I lost my gas cap, so I bought another gas cap. So
Cool.
yeah,
Young Rashalot, can't stand this dude. He contradicts himself all the time. Yeah, most decent people don't really like Counterpunch when it comes to this subject. Likewise, casual boxing fans, can I call in? Yeah, you can. True Boxing News. There's a link up in the chat, and you can click into that link if that's okay with you.
yeah, it's cool.
Knee high 680. Somebody can hit him. Casual boxing fans are biased, plain and simple. Yeah, they go with the flow. True Boxing News, this live chat. Okay, yeah. I've literally caught Kurt. Yeah, everybody's caught Kurt, but he doesn't care. His fans are whatever they are. They're just here for the here and now.
Yeah, them motherfuckers, man. That video I made, man. Like I said, I stopped reading their comments because they kept just going in circles. I asked the guy how old he was, and he just kept saying, "You see, you asking how old I was just shows you this and then the third." I'm like, "No, I asked you how old you was because obviously you don't know how to fucking hold a conversation, and you believe this guy."
Mo
So,
said it, dude. These guys are actually really old people, dude. Mo said that these guys are in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s. That these boxing
I
fans,
don't know.
that I think so. They're the ones that, that come on here. Like we've got, what was I just about to say? Remember when I was arguing with that Tim dude?
Mm,
For the life of him, he could not understand what I was saying. That's how I know he's never been able to actually look in the mirror and look at how much time he's put into boxing and how much, you know, channels he's been going around. When I didn't really press him, but I just asked him why, and he just was too slow to keep up. Maybe he figured the answer after that. Maybe he understood what I was saying. But shit like fucking tuning in the middle of the morning to watch bum shows over here, or going on hate channels that don't agree with you anyway, just to go against the grain. And when you actually ask them why they do this, they acted like that. Remember we were arguing about something about thin, or what did he kept saying?
he
He
got
said you're not stretching yourself thin, or whatever. I don't know. Hmm.
he basically didn't know what he was talking about. Good news is, well, on another note, Andrew Ruiz says that his next opponent is either going to be Dillian White or Louis King Kong Ortiz.
Believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah, he's but have you noticed that um whether or not it's one of the Durrells or if it's Evander Holyfield or if it's Mike Tyson, have you noticed that like they're not they're not like thinking about Wilder as if that he was the same in that fight. Like they all know that he didn't have no legs.
Yeah.
And this is coming from people that have been in situations to where, you know, they have had bad nights. You know what I'm saying? And Evander Holyfield said it too. He was like, "Look, man, I watched it, and it didn't, ain't nobody in the world of boxing has ever came in a fight that bad." That's what he said. He's like, "I never seen it." He's like, "You can't just lose all your boxing like that overnight." And he was like, "Well, some of the stuff that he said, with this and the third, he was like, well, I was kind of like, ooh, he's like, but he didn't want to say if he believed it or not, but he did say that he kind of insinuated that this is boxing, anything can happen, and that's the reason why you have to have the right people around you, because if you don't have the right people around you, you can get fucked over."
Hmm.
L Foul player, what's happening?
Guys, how you doing?
Oh, what's up? You
Chilling,
sitting?
chilling.
Oh, so the missus got you on the stoop, huh?
Nah. I'm on a vacation. I ain't want to talk shit because my son's still sleeping inside.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
bro.
it must be bright outside. You putting the
What's up,
glasses on,
Alpha
huh?
player? What's going on?
Chilling. Yeah, man. I wanted to jump on too, man, because I remember when I first even watched any stream of yours, Mike. Like the first one I watched, you were cooking up a bunch of shit, and then 50% like of it was like boxing and like other shit. But I remember you mentioned channels that you can't stand, and you put up a picture of Homeboy. Cause I thought I was going nuts. I'm like, yo, why ain't nobody talking about this cat like Counterpunch? Um, this dude be like, he just makes the opposite point like of Wilder every step of the way. And I make videos criticizing Wilder's moves, like, but it ain't that kind of party where I'm just trying to get people to like me, like that fucking are dick riding AJ, or who don't like Wilder, and that's what he's been doing for years, bro. Like the dude, literally 70% of his content is like just dick riding Wilder and saying like the opposite of what Wilder, like, wants out there, or what Wilder says. Like, I can't stand Counterpunch. You should cook on Counterpunch many times more, bro, if you could.
I mean, he go by. I mean, look, I go by my, like. I don't care who go. I don't care what people do, but I'm not gonna fucking turn my channel to like some fucking propagandalist channel, man. You know,
True boxing news. Did you click the link? Mike's link in the chat. You click
It
that
says it
link
should
and
say
it'll
stream. It
redirect
should
you to
say stream.
StreamYard.
Yeah, it should say StreamYard. Yeah, but that's the thing too. Like, why I
It's
stopped.
not a call in.
Yeah, why I even stopped
Go
fucking
ahead.
with a lot of YouTube boxing is because everything's like way too fractionalized. Like, you got one group of people that like overly like one guy, one group of people overly like one other guy, and then like they feel like they can't be critical of like whoever they like because that's gonna like debase their whole fucking channel. So they just like keep with the dick riding, and shitting on somebody else, you know. So I, like, YouTube boxing has become like fucking really whack, and it's good to see like tone bangers in the in the chat, because it kind of like brings me back to like when I first started like fucking with YouTube boxing, like and it wasn't this bad where everybody's like just takes one side and that's it. Like, you can't call out your fighter if you think he's ducking. You can't like say something good about like the opposition, like fucking so I mean, like, it's just very lame right now, and I think like YouTube boxing is becoming bigger in spite of the fact that you got a lot of dudes that are just fucking man crushing on these boxes, and there's only a few boxes that get man crushed on, AJ being one of them.
what's up, Curtis? Curtis Anderson, what's
And to
happening?
be fair, like the AJ, I
What's
didn't
up,
like
Curtis?
the.
Hold up, let me
Go
just
ahead.
say
Go
this.
ahead. Go ahead.
What's up, Curtis Anderson? What's going on? Yeah, I don't watch them too either, man. They can have their own space. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna let nobody sit up over here and slander the LDBC and slander Deontay Wilder every single day and not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Tyrone.
Yeah, just what was I gonna say? Um, People say they didn't like Wilder after excuses, quote unquote. They didn't like him before. Let me actually take it to the one this started, right? This all started, or a lot of the, well, what we have now started, and I'll tell you exactly when. Uh, a little bit of the summer of 2017, but really November 2017 when Wilder knocked Stavern out, and he called out Joshua, right, or whatever, and that's what caused all of this. And then it like
How dare he
fractionalized
call out Joshua?
the two sides, right? Because to be honest, Joshua was kind of really doing his own thing over there until that, and we have what we have now.
Yo, Ty, what was the time frame you gave? Because like my connection was cutting off. Like, could you say
I
that
said
again?
this all started summer of 2017, little bit of summer of 2017, but really after Wilder knocked Stavern out the second time, November 2017. That's when this started.
As far as like the riffs, like
All
where
of
people,
this.
yeah, around that time frame.
Well, the heavyweight riffs.
Yeah,
That's when it started.
yeah.
Because everybody else was doing their own business, was doing their doing themselves. Fury was out doing whatever he was doing. Joshua was doing whatever he was doing, and Wilder was really doing whatever he was doing.
Yeah, around that time, I could pretty like like I would agree with that. Like that time frame. Like I always
Mike, somebody's back.
Yeah,
Okay,
he not backstage. I told him just talk.
okay, go ahead, Alpha. Sorry.
yeah, I
Hey,
do remember the
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
yeah, we can hear you, homie. My
Yeah,
bad, bro.
I'm in. I'm just go ahead and finish your point, man. I'm listening. I was just letting you know I'm in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but I agree with that time frame. It was around the time like when I started noticing hard body. It wasn't like right after the Klitschko. It was probably like leading onto the Joseph Parker maybe, which is probably around the same time, 2017 era. Like fucking, which Jesus Christ, is like almost fucking 5 years now. But these dudes are like way
I swear,
and like, nah, go ahead.
yeah. I swear, what really put it on was after he knocked Stavern out the second time.
Yeah, it
When
probably
he
brought
talked
things to
about no more
to a
ducking or
boiling point.
dodging or whatever.
I'm, I was
That's what went down.
I was just baffled that you know people that wanted to see undisputed now with the AJ and Fury, didn't want to see undisputed then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all about some, how dare Deontay Wilder step up to AJ? Who was he? He ain't only got this. He ain't did this. He ain't did that. Like this whole divide thing of what another fighter hasn't done and stuff like that was kind of like the start of it all. Anthony Joshua got 3 belts. That's 75% right there. Wilder should get 25. That ain't none of your goddamn business. Who's getting what? You either want to see the fight or not. What you
Oh no,
want?
it was the flat fee then. Remember
No.
the
It
12.
was this is before that. This is before that. This is all before that. This is all before that. My whole thing was like, if you're a boxing fan and you want to see the fight, you shouldn't care what people get. You just want these guys to talk and make the fight, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But what happened was with all this back and forth of the pocket watching and shit, that's the reason why I start talking about it and I start chiming in, because the simple fact is that at the end of the day, you got like people really want Deontay Wilder to get rolled over on in negotiations instead of the fight just happening. Like, why is you want a boxing fan want a fighter to be the person to dictate all these things, right? Just so this other fighter can look bad. Just you want Deontay, like they wanted Deontay Wilder to be bending at the knee, groveling, and taking whatever AJ threw at him. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. They wanted him to look bad. And at the end of the day, why as people as fans just didn't want to see the fight. Now let's let Kenneth Jones Sr. get on in here. What's up, Mo Boxing? Let Kenneth Jones Sr. talk real quick, and then Mo, you can go on and chime on in.
Yeah, what's good? What's good, bro, man? What's good? There's more boxing in it. Now let kind of talk first.
What's good,
All right.
guys?
What's happening?
What's good, guys? I
What's
appreciate
good?
the platform, guys. You know what I'm saying? Real boxing fans. Basically, what I see, Wilder's becoming a figure of the black people. He's not talking what a normal heavyweight champion would about. He's talking about deliverance. Like he's trying to world that nigga in box want to see that. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see a black man show that America is about to be in a change. That we're woke. They don't want a leader like that. They want to keep us down. Deontay did everything right. You never heard Deontay getting a cheat scam. You never heard Deontay taking PED. Heard nothing. All they did was talk about his skills aren't there. That's it. That's all you can talk about. But when it comes to other fighters, they don't acknowledge that they have a history of these things. And then they want to turn a blind eye to it when it comes to a person that they don't want to see at the top. And that's plain and simple. Floyd was able to make enough money to be able to shot for himself when boxing was at its lowest. As you can see, YouTubers are making money. Plain and simple. So they did everything in their power to cheat him. Just people didn't talk
You
about
kind
it.
of breaking in and
They
out.
didn't talk about this. If it was, this would be on every
You kinda,
platform. You have people like Steve telling this man you shouldn't take the fight when you see what happened to this man.
you kind of
What the
breaking
hell?
up.
Like a lot of people. Wait,
Nah, I think he was
wait,
saying you were breaking up.
somebody was trying to
It
say.
sounded like you were breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you guys are static too. Hold on. Let me see. Can you?
Yeah, I think he needs to go out and then come back in again.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah,
Try coming back in. Try coming back in.
Go out, then come back in. Your
Like,
connection.
yeah, you're going to come back. You're going to have to leave and come back in. You got a lot of static and we can't hear you. My main thing is that, you know, I don't think they care. I don't think these guys care about what Deontay Wilder got to say with blackness. I really don't care. I don't think they care. I think that they just using that as a way to as a way of just talking about him in general, a way to go at Deontay Wilder. I don't think they care because a lot of these guys can't relate to it anyways, and a lot of these guys that are up over here that don't like it, you know what I'm saying? That's just because I put it like this, right? I was listening to D Styles channel, and they had a whole panel of people talking about Deontay Wilder, and you know they said, "Well, he wasn't talking about it back then. He wasn't doing this. He wasn't doing that." Well, you know, to answer that question, that would be there is no good time to start it. The only good time is to start talking about things is when is the right time. Is when you start speaking about it. That's when is the right time. You know, and the time where Deontay Wilder start talking about it, if you looked at the news and seen what was going on, there's a lot of things going on when it came to police brutality and injustices when it comes to black folks. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't just say it when you want to. Then they had another guy on there that said something like, well, if Deontay Wilder really wanted to be the leader of his people, then he should lead by example, by not making excuses, by not saying this, by not saying that. My response will be is the correct way to be an example for black people is for one to be non-apologetic and fight for what you believe in. See what I'm saying? Fight for what you believe in, stand on your square, and don't back down. You know what I'm saying? So if Wilder believes he was cheated, that's his truth. You know what I'm saying? And if he believes he was cheated, and that's the way he want to go about it, that's the way how you lead by example. Even it's a very unpopular thing to do. What he did, look at all the grief that he received, and what he did, and look how he hasn't stopped doing it, even though he knows the consequences of doing so. People saying he lost fans and this, and the third. Look at the traction. Deontay Wilder doesn't even have to say a damn thing during the press conference to make it go viral. The press conference went viral. The press conference had a whole bunch of social media fucking traction. Everybody, including non-boxing channels, was talking about Deontay Wilder in his headphones. And now look at y'all. You can't say that this guy is not the guy to talk about. Let me read this one comment, and you can go ahead, Mo Boxing. Where he cried said, who else could tell anyone else what Wilder says or means but Wilder? You got people trying to decode what he's trying to do because he is that important. Yeah, there it is. He is that important. And given, like, this guy is talking about winning a fucking press conference. Who the fuck cares if you win a fucking press conference? a face-off. You didn't win by Deontay Wilder looking shook. You say you won because he was the first one to turn around and leave. How long is he supposed to stare at your ugly ass?
And if
With
and
your
if
bad
the
press?
and if Deontay Wilder like really did extremely well in that press conference, he wouldn't report it. I'm sorry to cut in, bro.
Yeah, or they would have said something else. They would have always had something bad to say. But nobody got nothing bad to say about Tyson Fury walking around with his fucking shirt off.
But
Yeah,
No one cares about it though. Listen, if people talk about Tyson Fury, yeah, no one cares about it. Okay, Tyson Fury does not have fans. These guys are Deontay Wilder haters. You know what I mean? Listen, this guy, counterfeit. You know, he's been a fraud. You know, when I came to YouTube about a few years ago, he was the first few channels that YouTube recommended to me. I used to watch it, and then I realized the guy's just a hater, man. And all he talks about is Wilder. He doesn't know nothing about boxing. He always says like, "Oh, let me counterpunch this." Nah, man, let me counterpunch you because you don't know nothing about boxing. All he talks about is AJ and Wilder. That's it. He don't know no one else in boxing, and he's just a fraud. And you're right. Kudos to you, Mike, for doing this. Because sometimes you have to do this, even though a lot of people say that, oh, we're better than this. You know what I mean? Let's just leave it. You know what I mean? Let's not give them attraction. But listen, the guy got 55K following him, so they need to know that the guy is a fraud. But the other guy, the outlaw guy, you know, he's nobody. You know what I mean? He's no one. You know, he's got what 400-500 people following him. He's nobody, so he doesn't need to get the attraction. But this guy counterfeit. There's a lot of idiots that are watching him, and a lot of the people that are from the UK, the white people. Obviously, I'm from the UK, as you can tell, but the white people that are from the UK, they like this kind of guy because they like to see a black guy talking shit about another black guy, and they love it. You know what I mean? They get hard on of it. It's just, you know what I mean?
yeah,
They're just
that's what I was getting.
homosexuals.
That's
You
exactly
know what I
what
mean?
I was getting at.
Yeah, and that's me done.
yeah. I don't care if you have one sub. If you relentless with flapping at the mouth, jaw jabbing about Wilder and LDBC, you know, I'm gonna give it to you where you want it. You know what I'm saying? And
Pause.
I don't care if anybody think that's gay. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? If I got if that's how they feel, that's how they feel. And they can run with it. Uh, uh, because I can sit up over here and have my gripes with Deontay Wilder, and I'm pretty sure L Foul Player and Mo Boxing already heard my gripes with Deontay Wilder. So people can't sit up over here and say I ain't never got nothing bad to say about the dude. You know what I'm saying? So, but all these other channels, they won't dare say anything bad about AJ or Tyson Fury or all these other guys. You know what I'm saying? I got my own gripes with PBC fighters, got my own gripes with black fighters and stuff like that. But everybody out there running their mouth that think they know that they think they LDBC experts. You know what I'm saying? And they say, well, they only big up black fighters and this and the third and blah blah blah. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big on Shakur Stevenson. I'm not big on Devin Haney and stuff like that. And I've said that many a times. I want to see them in there with somebody that's gonna make them work harder, so I can see that the levels of competition that they go up against. They are who they say they are, and at this moment when I see those guys, I'm kind of like, well, the competition that they're fighting, that they have fought, didn't give me that much to gauge them off of as of yet. Are they good fighters? Yeah. Can they be great fighters? Absolutely, they can. But I'm a boxing fan, and as a boxing fan, I like to be shown and not just told. And like the Ruri Cry guy said in there, um, you got people trying to decode what he has, what he's trying to do because he's important. It is important. It is important to some people to sit up over here and to vilify another fighter over another one. I'll give you an example. Dillian White. Yeah, I don't like Dillian White, but I also say I like Dillian White as a boxer. And I also said many a times that Dillian White and Derek Chisora could have been could have not taken so many L's if they would have took their boxing game. I mean, their stamina to a certain point. Like you can't be a heavyweight boxer and not have no damn stamina. You can't be a heavyweight boxer and just throw overhand rights. You can't. Uh, if you correlate to that to Deontay Wilder, and you say Deontay Wilder can't box, well, what has Dillian White been doing all this time? And then when Dillian White fights, you know, Lucas Brown and all these other guys, then you say, oh, he boxed well and he's in the third. Like, where did he box well at? Where did he box well at? Where did Derek Chisora box well at? Just because you could throw a jab against a guy that can't get out of the way out of a jab, can't box his way out of a wet paper bag, and you look good, does not mean you box well. Yeah, you box well for that fight, but between all the other fights that you have, when you got put on your ass and all this shit, when you get knocked out, you didn't. Where was the boxing well at? You can do that with lesser competition, but can you do that with competition that are on your level? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we know Deontay Wilder got whooped on, but at the end of the day, I still have to put that out there that, yeah, he didn't look right from the start. Evander Holyfield said it. Darrell said it. You know what I'm saying? He finally manned up and said he was the one that was telling Mark Griffin to throw in
said
it. Huh?
Tyson Fury said it.
Oh, I haven't heard him say it.
Yeah, Tyson Fury said it in the last couple interviews. He said when he fought Deontay Wilder in the second fight that he didn't look right.
Well, that's crazy how everybody else ain't noticing it. Stephanie, like y'all said, Stephanie A. Smith, Skip Bayless, all them guys on Sports Center, they not saying nothing. Only thing they saying is he got whooped, and they don't see this and they don't see that. They don't even know the dude. Like, I don't know Deontay Wilder, right? We've seen all of his videos of him hitting the pads, right? We don't know if they took the good things out of that day or the things that they don't want to divulge out of that day, right? Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, we all know that you have to translate that to the ring, all that stuff you just learned. But everybody gave Dillian White, everybody gave Anthony Joshua their props. We're coming into their next fight after getting knocked out and quitting. Everybody gave them their props. Everybody gave them a proper shot. You literally got fucking mauled into submission by Andrew Ruiz. And everybody know you got lucky in the rematch to where Andrew Ruiz blew up. Couldn't stay out of the damn taco stand. But with Deontay Wilder, it's always like El Foul Player said, the narrative that whatever that's good with Deontay Wilder, you just got to flip the polarity and just take and just find something bad to hit on him with. Tyrone, you back? Y'all can go ahead and cook because
Yeah, I'm back.
you know, El Foul Player, he got that Obama phone, so he ain't got no signal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, only thing I want to see a couple fights really want to see is Lubin Rosario. A lot of people are picking Rosario.
Really?
Not me. Yeah, from what I hear, it there's still kind of, and I know why. I hate Jermell, so I really don't think much of his opponents. So I know Lubin was a former opponent, but I know Lubin will. I think Lubin should be a heavy favorite in this fight. Then the other fight I want to see Jermell lose to Castano, hopefully, but that probably won't happen. and
that
Wilder to win against Fury, and just to be vindicated
So
and
you're
to
saying a
prove
lot.
right.
So you're saying a lot of people picking Rosario to win?
Yeah, from what I heard, yeah. I don't know why. I think he's overrated.
I think it's gonna be a nice fight, man. I don't know, man, but I don't. I hope Logan wins. That's all I got to say.
He looked horrible his last fight. He looked really bad against Gaucher or whatever.
Yeah, didn't he say he was off that night?
Yeah, sure.
That
means Gaucher was off too.
Right.
They just had a bad matchup for each other. He was too scared. He was afraid of what Gaucher had coming back. He got the job done. He should be able to beat Rosario. If he can't beat Rosario, he might need to move down or something, because this is not the way, Rosario isn't all that.
Damn.
He isn't. And I said that. Remember when Jermell was about to face Rosario? I said, Rosario, this is a perfect opportunity for him. Rosario beat up on J-Rock because J-Rock can't take a punch. I mean, I just look at it. I honestly look at it, man. Jermell, dude. And yeah, Jermell deserves this. Hopefully I won't get any backlash for this. Most of his opponents can't take a punch.
Yeah, as a boxer, he just made a bonehead mistake and said what he said. Yeah, that was stupid of him to say that. I know his brother was like, man, you should never say that. You should never say that. I don't like him. I didn't like him
before.
He should have said that.
Well,
now he's a fighter. Everybody has, that spark in him or that, that talk in him. But what he said, he should never said. Plain and simple.
Yeah, but that just says what kind of person he is. I don't know why people waking up to it now. For me, when I saw the stuff with Tank, I was like, oh no. I said, this is weird. I've never rocked with the Charlos. I've never really liked them like that. I only think that Jamal was better. And the only thing I like Jamal did was when he told J-Rock to back up off him. That's the only thing I ever liked from either of the Charlos. But most of Jamal's guys.
Yeah, Jamal's more humbler. Jamal's more humbler though.
Yeah, and he's a better fighter. But
I think what he said, I don't think it was. I think the only bonehead thing was that he said he when you say shit like that, man, you got to clarify what the hell you're saying. You can't just go out there and say some shit like that and not clarify.
You should have kept that as a thought.
You know what I'm saying? You got to really explain. No, he has the right to his opinion, but when you express your opinion, you need to clarify.
I said you should have kept it as a thought.
You should clarify what you're saying, and the reason why you should clarify what you're saying is because it did sounded like he forgot that boxing is corrupt. You know what I'm saying? He did forget that.
Right.
This is the reason why people like Canelo. People like. Yeah, well, he said he was cheated and
he got robbed.
And you see how people did him.
Right.
You see who rode for him.
Right. So that's what I said. You shouldn't have said it from the get-go. Like you weren't supposed to say that because you were already on the side of the fence where we were riding for you on you getting cheated. For you to say that was like, damn, that's a slap in our face. Like, wow. So you were supposed to keep that as a thought.
No, I don't see it as a slap in the face to say that there isn't no cheating in boxing or whatever the case would be. Because the way I see it as dumb and boneheaded.
There was no racial. He said no racist in boxing. He didn't say
That's
it
what
was
I'm
no-
saying.
He said it was no
That's
racism,
what
which
I'm
that's a lie.
saying. That's the reason why
That's a lie.
he should have. That's the reason why I'm saying that if you're going to say things like that, you need to clarify. Because if you're trying to say it as if off the
Clarify.
strength that
Yeah.
if you're saying it off the strength that you believe that Tyson Fury didn't cheat, then you should have clarified all the way through what you were saying, because it came off as if that he believes that, you know, what's going on with him and Canelo has nothing to do with the color of his skin. Because I tell you one thing, if them motherfuckers
Right.
was white, they would have already been trying to make that fight. If Errol was
way
white,
before that.
if Crawford was white, if Deontay Wilder was white, if Clarissa Shields was white, then what people will be saying. Y'all see how the
That's a
UFC
big
did
word.
Ronda Rousey? Y'all see how the UFC did Ronda Rousey? Now where are the white women champions at now? Why Cyborg, why Nunes ain't getting the same limelight that Ronda Rousey was getting? How come they don't got no TV deals? How come they're not getting paid like that? How come none of them black fighters right now in the UFC getting paid and marketed like they was doing Conor McGregor and still doing it? How come
Right,
Anderson
because
Silva
Jones ain't
didn't
getting
get
nothing.
that?
He's on holdouts and shit like facts.
You know what I'm saying? Now that they were, I'm telling you. Because before it was Conor McGregor, before it was Anderson Silva, it was Rich Franklin. And they was trying to put Rich Franklin on a pedestal, but all Rich Franklin had to do was beat Anderson Silva, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Then they put him Anderson Silva with all these other TV show winners and shit like that from the UFC. You put him in there with them, Forrest Griffin or whatever who he was. Knock one of them out. The dude didn't even do the press conference because he shitted on himself probably.
The one he knocked out with the jab.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was Forrest Griffin.
Yeah, with the jab, he ran out of the ring.
Yeah. Something was up. But yeah, they do all of these fighters like that, and that's why it's important.
Hold up. Larry Merchant. How about you come on over here and talk to your boy, since you want to say you still need proof, otherwise you look silly. If Wilder showed proof that Tyson Fury cheated right now, there won't be no fucking trilogy fight. There won't be no trilogy fight. Not only will he be getting sued by Deontay Wilder, right? But he'll also be getting investigated by the feds up over here. Because you can't cheat in boxing and not be federally charged. Ask Bob Arum how the FBI raided his fucking offices and found out that he was fucking indeed cheating. How he was fixing fights. Fixing fights is a form of cheating. So, yeah, go ahead, Tyrone.
That's the whole reason he can't market. That's the whole reason he can't market Crawford, because he knows Crawford's not gonna lose. He wants to put Crawford up against a fighter that he's gonna lose against, so he can be like, "I told you so." That's why I can't market. That's what Bob Arum do. He's a sellout too. He's a slave master that just ships fighters from here to there, mess over them, ship them from here to there. Every aspect of Bob Arum is shit.
Yeah, I usually just hope he dies every day. Hopefully he passes away. That'd be a great. But that's why it's always important to root for the right guy. I mean, me and Mike were arguing when Harrison lost to Charlo, man. I was so pissed. I hate Jermell Charlo, man. I hated Jermell Charlo for a long time, way before this stuff.
Yeah, and I'm the
backlash for it.
And remember, I was the one
Now
going around here
why
saying that he won. I was going around saying that Charlo won.
I thought he won the first fight too. But I had Harrison up. All Harrison needed to do was last a couple of rounds, and he would have had that fight in the bag.
in the bag. He had that shit. So easy. But he got touched because he can't take a punch either. Damn. Harrison would box up what's his name too. If Harrison didn't get clipped, he'd box up Rosario. Rosario's easy. Rosario is an easy unified opponent. It's an easy fight for most guys. All you need is a brain. He isn't anything neither.
Damn, who was that?
What an easy unified run. What an easy run he's had.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say it was necessarily, I wouldn't say all the way it was easy because he did take an L. But I seriously believe that, he is the only reason why he's not getting the fights that he wants. He's the reason why. Who wants to fucking do business with a guy that goes around acting like that? You know what I'm saying? If you really want to fight Cinnamon or anything like that, what are you doing about it? Are you sending him a contract?
Canelo can't beat Canelo.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's calling him out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He calling them out. He calling them out, but he ain't doing nothing to get the fight.
He can't beat Canelo. He looking for a payday.
Jamal can't touch Canelo. Maybe Jamal.
I'm not saying it, but they both calling him Cinnamon. Where you at? Well, like so what are you guys doing to get the fight?
Not Jamal.
Nothing. They ain't doing nothing.
Because he was
but they ain't doing nothing. But they not doing nothing.
Yeah, Jamal was mandatory.
It don't matter if it was mandatory or not. We already knew it was going to happen because we already seen. We already seen.
Nobody that fight the Charlos are the people that Charlos. That's it.
We already knew the franchise shit was happening, and he knew it. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But he's not doing nothing to make the fight anyways. He's not doing that, but running his mouth. If you really want to fight the guy, I'm being real. If you really want to fight the guy, because at one point Canelo and both of them was under the same brand, Golden Boy.
Jamal was.
I think they both was though.
Him and Andre need to make the fight. I think him and Andre need to make the fight, and then I believe him and Andre make the fight. They can't do nothing but argue like the boxing world would have to.
I don't think that one is really happening.
That's not true, Larry Merchant. That's not true, man. I literally got so much back. Yeah. Larry Merchant. That's go ahead, Kenneth.
They was talking. I'm pretty sure they was talking. I'm pretty sure they was just talking recently. Like I read some shit recently that but I think Charlo turned it down. I believe Jamal turned down the Eddie Hearns when he came at him about Boo Boo recently. But that should be the fight. That should be the fight next for Charlo. If once he get past this dude, you got to take Boo Boo. There's no other fighter in that division worth fighting.
Yeah, but that's not gonna get him. That's not gonna get him that Canelo fight. I would have been trying to get that Plant fight. That's what I would have been doing. You want to hide out up over there?
Yeah, right. That Plant fight too.
You want to hide up over there and shit like that.
They wasn't gonna let Plant fight Charlo either because they wasn't gonna run the money they with the Canelo. They got Canelo fights lined up.
He about to lose anyway.
Right. That's what
he about to lose anyway.
Fights lined up the next 4 fights.
No, they do. They do. They said it. They said it. They said it.
So
they said it already.
That's what I said. The only way the boxing world can push for the Charlo or the Boo Boo to fight Canelo if they fight each other first, and they'd be like, "Well, Canelo, you," and then they're trying to push the Andre Ward. Like Andre Ward's trying to come out and fight Canelo. So like, shit, like. You getting pushed further back. The only fight that's gonna push the press to make that fight is Boo Boo versus Charlo, and the winner out that fight gotta fight Canelo.
Well, let me say this to this Larry Merchant guy. If you look at the pound for pound rankings, the pound for pound rankings is not based off of. It's not the ESPN and Ring Magazine. They're not basing this off of because they're votes, right? They're votes. They're not They're not based off of a fucking criteria. They're votes from people that are on their panel, and they vote for these guys. And you know what they're based off of? They're based off of accolades. They're not based off of biasism and accolades. They're not based off of if those two guys were in the same weight division, happen to meet up in the same weight division, who wins? Because Inoue would get his ass whooped if he gradually, slowly made his way up to 147. He'll get his ass whooped. Devin Haney will probably whoop his ass if he slowly, gradually worked his way up.
Larry Merchant, sorry to cut you off, but Larry Merchant saying that we all love the Charlos. That's not true. Mike Blackstar I've hated Jermell for a long time, more than anybody else on this panel knows. I told you these people are old, 32 years old. You're like Larry, double my age. But that's and secondly, you can't say that everything I said about Jermell wasn't true. I said he's had an easy run. All his opponents can't take a punch, and he's no serious threat at 160. And his older brother is a much better fighter than he is, and he'll always be in his older brother's shadow. Jermall can literally fight bum after bum, and he'll still be better than Jermell. And that's real talk. I don't think anybody here would pick Jermell over Jermall if they were to fight.
But who said? But this is the thing. It's like you can't see. This is the shit that pisses me off. What's up, Black Sports TV? I mean, Black Star Sports TV 2.0. What's happening? You can't listen to other LDBC channels and then come on my channel and then tell me about what I thought pound for pound who should be on there. Whether or not they own there or not, as far as I'm concerned, wouldn't be based off of what he said. Now, some people, yeah, but that's their fucking opinion. But to tell you the truth, a lot of people weren't so fucking caught up on when Charlo fought Tony Harrison, as far as the LDBC as a whole, right? For the first time, people were at odds with that fight. People were picking Harrison. People were picking Charlo, right?
I'd say it was 80-20. Most of the guys I knew were dick riding Jermell.
And then
only me and a couple of other guys like Brooklyn and some other people wanted Harrison to win.
And then
I don't like Jermell.
Raw Sportsman League was happening. And then even after the fight, right? When Harrison won, people were saying that some people were saying, well, on my scorecard, I had Harrison winning. So it wasn't the whole, it's always with fights like these, people are going to be on this side or that side. There ain't no just running for one fighter in the LDBC. You can pick whoever the fuck you want to pick. The problem is when people that's not in the LDBC that call themselves Larry Merchant, which I know you're not Larry Merchant because you're saying you're 42, right? The problem is that it's like people think they LDBC experts, and that they LDBC historians, and they know what the hell we've been doing this whole time. But you don't. But there's thousands of LDBC channels out there.
Not all of us, think the same. You need to take that out of your head for 1 second. Some people a lot of people here have different opinions than each other.
See, but that's the thing, Larry Merchant. I'm gonna read this comment. I'm gonna read the other two comments.
We didn't even talk Errol Spence
because you're getting a little bit too high for yourself. The reason why Errol Spence can be above two undisputed fighters, because if those two undisputed fighters was in the same weight division as Errol Spence will whoop their ass. Pound for pound is not about what? It's not solely based off of accolades and belts. It's based off of who can beat who.
What Mike believes. I've never said that. I never said that is above two undisputed fighters. I don't really keep track of pound for pound like that, but I don't. It's not like I'm not going to sit here. I'm not saying that Spence is above two undisputed fighters pound for pound. I didn't say that. That's not what I believe, per se. Maybe this is Mike's opinion. We all have different opinions. You think we have one list, one LDBC top 10 pound for pound list? which is not true.
I mean, they could make it. I mean, but I would still have my own opinion. That's the thing about what pound for pound is, and my pound for pound list is based off of if those two guys, based off of their skill set, if they happen to be in the same weight division, who would win? Yeah, you could base it off of the guys. Yeah, you can start it off with who's the champion in those weight divisions. Be like, then you could be like, okay, I'm basing off the only champions in these weight in every weight division or anything below heavyweight, and then I'm gonna take it and say this, that, and the third. But if you want to base it off of pound for pound is a fantasy. Yep. But
I think pound is more to do with accomplishments, but that's my opinion.
Nah, not mine, because that isn't
accomplishment. Okay, mine are just two different ones. Mine.
Yeah, but how can you base pound for pound off of accomplishments when that's not going to tell you who's the better fighter?
Well, accomplishments as far as fighters that you beat.
But
you don't have to be technical.
But then you have to. Well, not all the time. Not all the time in these weight divisions, because sometimes there ain't really no technical fighters. You could be undisputed and not fight nobody.
Like Jamel is about to be.
You know what I'm saying? Let me read this. Patron Dimitri said that's because the Charlos didn't have any reason to go after Wilder, but it seems that they are trying to gain Wilder's haters as fans. You must not go against the grain. And then he goes in to say Wilder are the same haters. Wilder are the same haters of Charlo, but over depression or some other reasons, they are trying to jump ship and think that they can gain them as fans of haters. I mean, I don't know what they were doing when I don't know what he was, I don't know what he meant to say. I don't know what he meant, but all I got to say is that, you know, when you say shit like that, you got to clarify, man, because there's only one way to take it. If we just took your words, if we just took your word for word, you know what I'm saying? Word for word for what he said, it don't look right at all. You know what I'm saying? But if I try to read into it, I could be like, well, maybe he meant this. Well, maybe he meant that, and blah blah whoop whoop whoop. But it don't look right, especially when you see a guy.
I got your question, Mike.
Go ahead.
Think about this, Mike. Say it. Can I ask you this, Mike?
Go ahead.
Like before he said it, right? Did he think was it going to cause controversy? Like, just think about something before you type. Do I think it's going to make me sound good or bad? If he still typed it, he should have known what was going to.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is that
you should have typed more? You should have said more. You did.
If you listen to what I said I'm basically saying the same thing you said. I basically said that he should have clarified what he was saying, because since he didn't clarify what he's saying, we had to take it for what he said. And I said that yes, we can go into assume what he was saying or think about what he actually meant and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the way he said it was dumb as fuck. And you can't erase it. But then again, he doesn't give a fuck, because listen to what they be saying all the time. They don't care what they be saying. They be going around here acting like these tough guys, pumping up their chest, always talking about, well, I'll fight you in the parking lot, this and the third. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, you guys are boxers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, right. Any tough guy can say that shit. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody gonna let it happen. Like, you're not Zab Judah. Ain't nobody gonna, you ain't in your hometown. Ain't nobody gonna let it happen.
All right, so we can, all right. Right. But then we can assume that he's only said it because Wilder and Tony Harrison is cool and he was rooting for Tony Harrison. That's what we can assume he said it. So basically he came on Wilder interview to really say, nah, racism. He should have said something else instead of that.
I don't know. I don't know why.
It really seemed like he was just mad
Jamel could have
because
came.
Wilder was rooting for.
Jamel could have came a long time ago. Jamel's issue started when Wilder picked Lubin over Jamel. Wilder wasn't even really watching it like that. He would just pick somebody to pick something, and Jamel was upset at that, which is okay. That's fine. Jamel could have gone and talked to Wilder about that. That's where this all started with Jamel. That started then. To what's his name?
Lubin was picked to win. Lubin was picked to last that fight too.
Yeah, Wilder picked Lubin over Jamel. St. Don, what part of the UK are you from? And St. Don, you're just doing what I did. You know, you say Counterpunch Boxing is one of the few American channels that isn't biased, and then he says "fuck" at the end of it to make it,
Oh my god, he's from this guy is from England. He actually is from a football team, a soccer team called Southampton.
Is that Southampton? Yeah.
Southampton. It's a little town, and they're racist. The people that live there. They need to Black Star, by the way.
Yeah, I could tell by the insignia.
They're full of white people, and there's a lot of racist people in Southampton. So just ignore the guy.
Yeah, but he needs to think about it like this. Counterpunch is you don't like Wilder, so he's catering towards you. You like the content because it downs somebody that you don't like. There was a channel, I forgot the name it was. I don't know if he does content anymore, but he didn't like Jamel for the longest time. And I wouldn't comment on it, but I would just watch his vids downing Jamel in secret. I'd be like, yeah. And then I got tired of it because it was kind of all the same thing. But you don't see me make videos about Jamel. I just say I don't like him. And I haven't liked him for a long time. And whenever people ask me about him or I talk about his resume, I say it. And that's just that. But I don't make video after video of video, and I don't lie.
Yeah. Let me read the other one. Hold up. Oh, go ahead. Black Star Sports TV 2.0 said,
I want to
biased.
Biased.
Hold up. Biased only applies to channels, because I want to read some of these comments before we get too far. He says biased only applies to channels who support any black fighter. If you don't support them, then you're not biased as it could. Let me read it again. Biased only applies to channels who support any black fighter. If you don't support them, then you're not biased as if it couldn't work the other way. Patron Dimitri said, "Yeah, man, if you can't do that because you're gonna be biased." Patron Dimitri said, "I could say Kurt is not biased only if he went. I can say Kurt is not biased only if he try so hard to purposely discredit all American fighters because of his UK fan base, and he may be playing them, but you are lying. He is biased very much." Larry Merchant said, Patron, you're not wrong, but when a fighter comes out and co-signs what they're saying, such as Wilder, Bruce Gold says, "Salute my brother," to Black Star Sports TV 2.0. Black Star Sports TV 2.0 said, "What's up, back?" St. Don said, "If you speak against the narrative, you get attacked. I get it. I know how critics work." I guess that's what he's trying to say. Spectics works. Patron Dimitri said, "Yeah, but you must understand the same hate Wilder received, Muhammad Ali received, because he had a mouth and he did co-sign with his people. And when he was unable to speak, the rest then fell in love." Yeah, they call him the mouth of the South or something like that. They wanted to shut him up, even including black folks. They had a whole propaganda to get black folks against him. Patron Dimitri, but Muhammad, he said became the greatest. Larry Merchant is back in the chat again. He said it's not about him supporting his people, it's his lies. St. Don said Wilder accuses a man of cheating because he lost. He's not Ali. Larry Merchant says St. Don exactly. St. Don said, "I'm racist because I'm defending Kurt. You weirdos." No, he calls you racist because of the team you support, by the way, not because of that. You weirdos. And that, I'm not going to read the rest of that shit. Young Merv the Cut Man, what's happening? They called him, Louisville Lip. Yeah, my bad. That's right. I got it messed up. Yeah, but I don't see why the point. You guys got to understand this, man. When you come into people's chat, you got to understand this.
And St. Don, I mean, well, Mo called you racist. I don't know you. Mo's more familiar with the area over there. So if you have an issue with that, you can come onto this chat and talk to him. You do look every bit your age, though, probably older.
Y'all got to understand, man. I don't care. Like people coming over here and just spouting out shit, right? But you know, you guys want a reaction, and you guys want, you know, a reaction of saying, "Oh, you know, you can't go over there because you always get blocked and this and the third." Like, look what the fuck you're saying. You immediately come over here and start talking about, "Oh, there's proof and this and the third." Why are you guys talking about proof now? Ask yourself, why the fuck are you talking about Wilder having proof against Tyson Fury right now when you had months? Tyson Fury, out of his own admission, said that he's been training to fight Deontay Wilder for the last fucking 9 months. Where are your videos on that? If he's been training for Wilder for the last 9 months, he knew he was fighting Wilder for the last 9 months. So where are your videos on that? Now, as terms of Wilder saying that Tyson Fury cheated, I can't tell you why Deontay Wilder said it. I can't tell you why Deontay Wilder ain't showed no proof. But if he believes the man cheated, right? That's his truth.
Yeah.
Now, we all know if Deontay Wilder showed proof, there won't be no fucking third fight.
Yeah, that's why he's getting the evidence out after the fight. And I just want to say one thing, just to clarify what I said. I did not say the football team is racist. I said the guy is racist, and I know the picture is not him. I know it's the manager of Southampton Football Club. And by the way, I like football. I like soccer. I'm going to be watching the England game later on against Scotland. So I just want to say to the people of Southampton, I said most of them are racist, especially the boxing fans. Okay, I've got a lot of experience with the Southampton people, and they're racist. And Larry Merchant, stop defending them. All right. A lot of the people in Southampton are racist. I got bad experience, and a lot of people have bad experience with them as well. And I'm not wrong. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yep, and Saint, if you want to come on here and defend yourself or whatever you want to do, because it does take time and energy to keep typing this stuff out, you can hop on. I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah, bring that South Hampshire lip on over here. That sounded weird, but yeah. Mark Nash, what's happening? He says some people wanted AJ versus Fury so bad that they really mad at Wilder for getting his trilogy.
Yeah, salute young Murph.
So crazy, guys. You know what's
what?
Kenneth, you were saying something?
Hey, this true box. Hey, like it's so crazy. People believe that he didn't cheat. Like how can you look at no gloves never like when you get your gloves taped, how can they slip off? Like how can you be able to have space through your gloves when you're on your fist? How can you have space in your glove rope of the gloves? Like what the hell? Like I don't get why people are saying, oh, if he did. Hell no, it ain't no if he did. He's not deceiving you. Like people mindset are so stuck into, oh, he did, man. He did. He cheated. Do the other things. The gloves were tampered. That's enough to say that's cheating. How many cases you've been in and you had a trump card where you had a ticket, you had no insurance, then when you get to court, 3 of them thrown out, but you still got to pay on the other one.
Yeah, y'all go over there. Y'all go over there and tell Tyson Fury to sue.
You can get caught with the juice. Right. Like, how can you? You can't. Because listen, if they wanted to fight him from the get, why? If
you breaking up.
if he didn't want to get out the fight. Come on, man. Serious. Like, people are just so stupid. People are stupid. That's what it is. A lot of people are just stupid, and they want to believe everything they want to believe instead of the truth.
Yeah,
Stevie,
go ahead
what
and
did
tell
you say?
Tyson Fury too, man.
Basically, let me say something quickly, okay? Deontay Wilder is a sort of person, even if he has the proof, he don't want to take the guy to court. He wants to fight him. He wants it back in blood. That's what he said. So I believe the guy, okay? And after the fight, it's his choice to take the guy to court, okay? It's not up to me to say to Deontay Wilder, take the man to court, okay? Deontay Wilder wants that guy in the ring. He wants to kill him legally, okay? Because in the ring, you're allowed to kill somebody legally. So he wants it in blood, okay? He might not even need to take Tyson Fury to court because Tyson Fury might die on the 24th of July. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Deontay Wilder wants, all right? So these guys, they can spin their narrative and say,
He tried to do
Deontay
him the
Wilder wants
same
to do
thing
this,
in
he
front
wants
of
to
his
do that.
family.
Yeah, Fury was trying to kill Deontay Wilder, all right? So
He tried
Deontay
to
Wilder
kill
is
Wilder
doing
in
the
front
same
of his
thing.
family.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just like it that I made one fucking little video, right? And motherfuckers literally hopped in the comment of the video, start running their mouth and all this shit, but don't have the same energy when it comes to good fights. But they have that energy to ride for a delusional boxing fan in the form of whoever that guy is on my screen. His name slipped my mind, from counterfeit boxing. This doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, we all know that if things goes out a certain way, right? If things go out a certain way, we are not. Hold up. Hey man, True Boxing News. What's up? You on mute. True Boxing News, man. You on mute. You on mute, dog. You muted yourself. Hey, I can't unmute you because you there you go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Tyrone, you got something to say? You over there pouting at the mouth over there, man, like you tired or something.
Oh no. I was just moving
All right,
around.
listen, Mike, I'm hopping off. Yeah, I'm gonna do a show later on in about an hour and a half. So if you want to join me later on, join me, guys. Thanks for having me. It's been a great show. I like your last video. I don't know why people are hating. This guy Kurt Counterfeit, whatever his name is, he needs to be exposed because he's spreading lies to the UK people, and for some reason they know he's lying, but they love it at the same time. So it is what it is. They just, all these racist people, they love to see a black guy, slating another black guy. They enjoy it. They get off of it. So it's sad. It's sad. The world's still the same. Nothing's really changed. Racism still they're heavy. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So thanks for having me on, man. Thank you. So I'll see you guys soon. You, Tyrone, and Kenneth as well, and whoever else is on. I can't see the panel. So thank you guys, and peace to you, Bruce Ghost as well, and Eldap, Mark Nash. Salute to you guys, man. And
I see about hours to change, bro.
Yeah. I've done it about an hour and something anyway.
Right.
All right.
All right, man. Yep. Peace out.
All right. Peace out, man.
Right on. And the Larry Merchant guy is still at it.
I don't know why they take the time to type. They can just get on and say whatever they want to say. I don't know. I don't know with these guys, man. They're pretty relentless. Like they get on and they watch and they comment on every single video. I don't know.
Let me see what this guy says. This guy wants to, now this guy all of a sudden is mustered up some energy. I'm just interested to see what he has to say, because like my whole thing is that you talk about one thing, and then they want to lead the conversation to another thing. Now it's Wilder and his allegations against Tyson Fury and why he hasn't shown proof. Then it's, well, if he beats Tyson Fury and he doesn't show proof, he's a liar. It's like you always got to move the goalposts like as they go, as things transpire. Like you're mad that you're not getting Fury versus AJ. You weren't talking about this when they were talking about one more week for Fury AJ announcement, one more week for Fury AJ announcement. You weren't talking about all this Deontay Wilder allegations and shit like that. Now all of a sudden you are, because it's imminent that Wilder and Fury are about to get in the ring, and it's not AJ. So you ain't got shit to talk about. You're the same people that was talking about Fury and AJ undisputed fight living in everybody's head. Edward Hearn living in people's head rent free. AJ living in people's head rent free. Where's AJ at? Who's talking about AJ? Who the fuck is talking about AJ versus Alexander Usyk? Who? Don't nobody give a fuck. And now you're talking about started with in heavy costume. Where is your proof of your delusions and all this shit? Yeah. And here's my proof of the delusions. Let me show you where my proof of the delusion is. They're right here. Bam. They're right there. Get your ass up out of here. They're right there. That's called my foot in your ass. That's what it's called. No, you can't come on my channel and
Mike,
think that
Mike, you can't be delusional, Mike, because we have a fight on July 24th.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, the same
fight on July 24th.
Yeah, the same way that they said that we were delusional. Yeah, they called us delusional too. We were saying, "Oh, arbitration doesn't mean nothing," and this, and the third. And at one point, y'all was saying Tyson Fury don't have to show up to the mediation, right? But he did. You know why he had to do? Because he signed that he would. And it's in their contract. It's in the WBC rules, right? But now I'm going back to this dude. Now, see, this is the problem that you guys have, right? People give you leeway to have a simple dialogue going back and forth, and you think that I have to give you, I'm obligated to have a conversation with you. Now you think that I'm obligated to treat you the way that you want to be treated. But when you come on up over here and you keep saying the same shit up over and over again, you got to go. Because the main thing about this thing, yeah, we talk about a couple other things, is that your boy, your Lord and Savior, Counterpunch Boxing, is a fraud. Let me read this one comment by Mark Nash. Mark Nash, what's happening? He says some people would turn their head and close their eyes if you try to show them proof of certain things because they already have it in their mindset. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're not getting you're not getting no AJ versus Fury. The shit that you call this delusional about, you call this twerkalettes, wilderlettes, all kind of shit. The alphabet community, the LGBTQ, whatever y'all want to say. But all of a sudden, when we right and you guys are wrong, where y'all at? Now y'all are forced to talk about Wilder versus Fury because your dreams are gone. Now you're forced. Now you're forced to talk about somebody who you don't like.
Dreams gone, Mike. Their dreams are gone.
Crushed. Now you got to wait.
And they know how to mean business.
Now, and then this is the thing that gets me. Wilder said, have that same energy that you had with Tyson Fury in negotiation that you will have for me when I win. You numbskulls try to flip that shit up to a whole new level and say, well, you know, he didn't take the deal with DAZN. He said that he would have got paid more for fighting AJ and this and the third, blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. when the subject is that you see how easy Fury and AJ came together and started negotiating and agreed on terms. They agreed on terms
and had a date.
and a
And had
date
a
and all
date.
that shit. Right? They agreed on all that stuff easy, right? But Wilder can't get that same energy. He can't get that same energy. I don't blame Wilder if he don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. I don't blame him if he don't want to go nowhere else but here. Because you ain't gonna make that much, you ain't gonna do an attendance that you could do over here in the States. And the fight ain't gonna generate, as far as sales, pay-per-view sales, they're gonna generate more over here than they are in the UK. Yeah, you guys want me to say, well, Floyd did, they did 1 point something million views, pay-per-view views, Wilder's last fight, but there's an ESPN and Showtime executive saying that they needed to do 1.5 million to break even. Who the fuck ever in boxing pay-per-view history needed to do 1.5 million sales to break even? That's over $75 million. 75 times 1. Right? That's over $75 million. You mean to tell me they had to do 1.5 to break even? Man, motherfuckers just keep moving the fucking goalposts. How come you can't be like, well, this is what the conversation should be. This is what the conversation should be. The conversation should be this. Well, Wilder looks okay in his videos with Malik Scott. He looks like he improved a bit. We've seen some of the videos with Tyson Fury. He looks okay as well. The out of all the rounds that Wilder and Fury fought against, they looking about even. Wilder did lose dramatically in his last fight. Whether or not people are saying that he looked off that night or not, Wilder's power seems like it's there. Tyson Fury, yeah, we know he can box and stuff like that. If Wilder can, get past the jab and stuff like that, if Fury could do the same thing that he did in the first fight, which I'm anticipating that Wilder is probably going to do something different. Just like Tyson Fury probably should do something different to keep himself unpredictable. There's no two sides to the story. It's always Fury over Wilder. It's always AJ over Wilder. If AJ was to fight Wilder right now, it'd be the same type of story. The same way with this one. If Wilder and Dillian White was to fight right now, motherfuckers would be picking Dillian White. I'm just saying. Anyways, y'all got some last notes, man, because my boss needs help at the job site real quick with these cages. I got to go help him set these cages up. Y'all got any last words?
I'm good. I'm good, Mike. Yo,
You say you're setting up a channel?
True Boxing. I'm good.
Yeah,
say
man. Shout out to everybody on the panel.
Yeah, I'm setting up my channel as I speak. I'm doing.
Yeah, just when you do that, just go back to this live and put the link to your channel in the thing so I can go on over there and subscribe. Okay. Yeah, Young Merv's the cut, man. Wilder caught every version of
your channel a lot too, man, because fraud. We got to get rid of fraud.
Right.
We got to get rid of this fraud, man.
Right, you damn right. And then let me read this last comment. Tyrone, you got something?
All these.
Just shout out to everybody on the panel. I can't really see because you got.
Yeah, we got True Boxing News, Mo Boxing, L Foul Player. Watcher didn't show up because he owe you money. I'm joking. But yeah, man, we had Young Merv the Cutman up in here, L Dub Boxing, Mark Nash,
Yep.
Bruce Goes.
Yep. Yeah.
We had Curtis Anderson up in the building. Who else we have? We had Patron Dimitri up in the building. We had Rod Sports Mali up in the building. We had Tone Bangers up in the building. Long time no see. We had Young Rashalat up in the building. Who else yeah, man. Thanks y'all for coming by. And next time I go live, we actually talk about some boxing. We got some special treats coming up here soon. So we'll talk about some boxing, specifically with Tyrone with that Lubin Rosario fight.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody, man. Peace out.
Yay.